Is Zach Wilson the next NFL superstar, or is he just the GOAT of social media? Stay tuned to find out. Zach Wilson, the clean-cut, baby-faced QB with flawless mechanics, a strong arm, and fast legs, had an amazing college career at BYU that earned him the number 2 overall pick by the New York Jets in the 2021 NFL Draft. He has had to deal with rebuilding a franchise, growing pains, injuries, and allegations of being a MILF-loving homie hopper. But the facts are Zach Wilson is a pure athlete with immense talent that has the potential to be one of the best. He is also very smart and witty and knows how to navigate the press and the viral social media craziness. He even knows how to gritty. So let's start from the beginning. Zach was born on August 3, 1999 in Draper, Utah. He is part Hawaiian from his father's side, and he was given the middle name Kapono, which in Hawaiian means righteous. From a very early age, Wilson excelled in sports. After he started his first game at quarterback in his second season of Pee Wee football, he decided that day that he wanted to play the most important position in both sports that he loved, quarterback in football and point guard in basketball. The young Wilson stated once, "I've always wanted to be the guy with the ball in my hands." Zach's brother Josh Wilson, who also played for the BYU football team at the linebacker position, said once, "The thing I would say about Zach, and it is not a bad thing, is that he kind of gets obsessive over things. That just kind of drives him, even in football. I don't know if he got that from my mom or what, but he is just very determined." This determination stayed with young Zach and earned him a spot as a starting quarterback at Corner Canyon High School in Draper, Utah. This is where he astonished Utah football fans for a few years. Zach showed off his strong arm and fast legs in his 23-game high school career by throwing for 5,842 yards, an average of 254 yards per game with a completion percentage of 69.9% and 16.9 yards per completion. He also rushed for 1,310 yards on 211 carries with an average of 6.2 yards per carry and 57-yard average per game. Zach's senior year, he led his Corner Canyon Chargers to win the Utah State Championship, a nice cherry to put on top of his already amazing high school career. Zach was born and raised a diehard University of Utah Utes football fan. He went to all of Coach Tyler Whittingham's summer football camps and had dreams of playing for the Utes in college. But after high school, the Utes never came calling, and Zach ended up receiving an offer and actually committing to play for Boise State. Zach's family was flying the Boise flag in front of their house and had bought a bunch of Boise State swag. Zach's mom Lisa said we were all in. But in a last-minute surprise, newly hired BYU head coach Kalani Sitake called and offered Zach a full-ride scholarship. It was nice to be wanted, but there was one problem. Mom. Zach's mom said this about the offer. "I was mad. They waited until the fourth quarter with 1 minute left, and now they want to sign him?" Being diehard Utah Ute fans, bitter rivals of BYU, the family weighed the pros and cons. Pros were he would get a good education, immediate playing time, and close to home. The cons? Quote, "We hate BYU." In a last-ditch effort to convince Wilson to play at BYU, Kalani Sitake said, "Zach, you can drive home every Sunday night and have dinner with your family." Now, as we all know, Wilson did end up choosing to play for BYU. Shortly after committing to BYU, Zach was at a family reunion-type holiday party, and while looking at the noisy, crowded room, he put his arm on his grandpa's shoulder and said, "Grandpa, you know why I went to BYU? This is why." Zach loves his family, and being close to them was the most important thing. At BYU, Wilson wasted no time making an impact and proving he deserved to be there. As a true freshman, Zach played in 9 games and started 7. His first start was against the University of Hawaii, becoming the youngest quarterback to start a game in BYU history. Wilson finished his freshman year with 1,578 yards passing by completing 120 of 186 pass attempts. He threw another big cherry on top of his freshman season by leading his team to a 48-19 win over the Western Michigan Broncos in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Zach threw a perfect game by completing 18 of 18 passes, totaling 317 yards and threw 4 touchdowns, setting a new single-game BYU record for completions. Zach carries a quiet confidence that made his BYU teammates feel like they were going to score every time Wilson was on the field. His childhood friend and college roommate Dax Milne said of Zach, "There is just something about him where he just wants to be the man." So make sure to stay tuned until the end of the video for more jaw-dropping Zach and Dax relationship drama. Well, Wilson definitely continued to be the man the rest of his time at BYU. Although Zack's percentages his sophomore season were not quite as high as his freshman campaign, he had more pass attempts and more yards. Wilson had 199 completions and 319 pass attempts for a total of 2,382 yards. And Wilson's junior year at BYU, he put on a show. He led BYU to an 11-1 record, including a bowl win. Zack threw for over 3,000 yards. He also mixed in multiple clutch running plays to showcase his speed and agility and further emphasize himself as a dual threat. That bowl game mentioned earlier was the Boca Raton Bowl, where he lit up the stadium going 26 for 34 for 425 yards and 3 touchdowns, which led to a convincing 49-23 win over the University of Central Florida Knights. By the end of his junior year, Zack Wilson was becoming a household name and definitely on the NFL's radar, and determination had finally paid off. After missing the first few days of training camp due to contract negotiations, Wilson signed his $35 million contract, and it was official. He was in the NFL. 2021, Zack's rookie season, the Jets were in a definite rebuilding phase and were looking to Wilson to be the savior of the team. As we all know, that doesn't happen overnight, and the Jets went 4-13 that year, and he found himself in the headlines, but it had nothing to do with football. That January, Zack's long-term relationship with his high school sweetheart, Abigail, came to an end. They both scrubbed each other from their Instagram pages and other social media outlets and went their separate ways. Shortly after, Zack's college roommate and now ex-best friend, Dax Milne, currently a receiver for the Washington Commanders, started dating Abby, Zack's ex-girlfriend. After Dax posted on social media confirming the two were dating, Dax and Abby both received a hailstorm of negative comments. One post called Abby a homie hopper, a term used to refer to someone that starts dating their ex's best friend after a breakup. This post prompted Abby to lash back and allege that the reason she and Zack broke up was that he had been caught cheating with one of his mom's best friends. She stated he is the real homie hopper. Now, we may never know what truly happened, but Wilson took it all in stride and handled the situation like a true professional. His response on social media was, "Took the boys to Gozer Ranch Club in Idaho before camp. Poor cell service. What I miss." And later, when asked about allegations by the media, he gave this response. "It's just about football, and that's really all I can do. It is what it is. Excited to try and get better every day. That's all I can focus on." So tell us in the comments if you think Abby was justified for outing Zack publicly as the alleged MILF hunter. Whose side are you on? Now, probably to Wilson's surprise, most of the reactions referring to him were positive, especially from fellow NFL players. Former NFL great wide receiver Chad Johnson responded on social media saying Zack Wilson is the GOAT. Now, when you have Ocho Cinco on your side, you know you are doing it right. And also, then current NFL superstar receiver DK Metcalf responded to Johnson's post with one word: confirmed. In the first week of training camp of the 2022 season, Wilson injured his knee. At first look, doctors and coaches feared the worst and expected Zack could miss the whole first half of the season. Wilson underwent surgery and began to heal and progress much more rapidly than expected. With rest, rehab, therapy, and rock-solid determination, Zack was able to return as starting quarterback on Week 4 against the Patriots. We can't wait to see what more he has in store for the Jets. He has the arm, the legs, and most importantly, an elevated football mind to be one of the best. Only time will tell how great Zack can be. So make sure to check out NFL Gems for more awesome football videos.